we want to talk about production value. Red Eye says huge production value. They must have an editing crew. I mean, just look at what they're doing there. This video is going to end up being way longer, unless I just end it on Red Eyes. But there's going to be so much. I can just go on and on about people who know more than they act like they know. When you're listening to these self-help gurus and these people educating you, you're listening to them because you hopefully know they are smart, right? They know something. They know a lot about what they're... Alex Jones knows a lot about what he's talking about. Stefan Molyneux knows a little bit. You can assume he knows a little bit what he's talking about. Maybe he doesn't know anything, though. It's hard to tell with him. He just says I'm smart. That's enough to convince, like, the liberal college age crowd. You're smart. You just go, I'm really smart. And they're like, oh, I like smart people too. You like money? Oh, he likes money too. You like hand jobs? Oh, he likes hand jobs. And so I don't want to keep talking about Red Eyes, but man, I could go on and on about them for hours. In my other video, I didn't really do it. I mean, it's been so long since I've wasted my time on their page, but they're basically just linking you back in. See, it's a web of deception, and each person, you can name 8 people easily. I've just named like 4 of these groups, and they all link you back into each other, each and every one of them. In my other video, I named all the libertarians, and they all linked you back into each other. In my unreleased video about the alt-right, where the alt-right came from, and basically I turned it into watching the new people who I even just suspect are the alt-right. Like Matthew North came out with videos showing us that one of them brags she's a Jew, and another one brags they're a Jew. And it's like, when I had made my video, I was just assuming from rational deduction that these were the same people, and it's clear they were. I mean, you'll see when I finally fucking edit that video. Man, it takes forever to edit 4K video. And I hate listening to myself talk, so listen to having to review it for 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably just going to, and I still got to make the last bit. It was at like 2 hours, 45 minutes, and I wasn't even done yet. The camera shut off, so I got to at least watch the last bit to offer a closing. Probably add some more info now, because I got more. But I didn't even know those people, were Jews. I didn't have proof, but at that point you have to assume. When you watch the net over and over, when they're just telling you to go hang out with these same Jews, they're the Jews. When Andrew Anglin, world's leading Nazi site, whose page literally says kill the Jews, every other comment, but in between, he's like, oh, these Jews in Russia are against communism. He doesn't say it like that. He said, these great heroes of Russia. And then, if you don't look into it, you don't know these great heroes are Jews. And then he's like, oh, there's great hero Trump. And then if you don't look into it, you don't know he's a Jew. And even he knows Trump's a Jew. He knows too much to not know better. You see what I'm saying? When you know too much to not know better, it means you know, but you're being deceptive and you're lying and you're a scumbag. That's what it means. There's so many reasons to lie. And we can narrow it down to profit and power with these people and murder, because at the end of the day, mass murdering societies is like their end goal. Like they just kill for fun. And people would say, oh, it's for oil, it's for gold. When you fucking do all the coke in the world and it no longer gets you high, and you do all the PCP you can find and it no longer gets you high, and you smoke all the green and it no longer gets you high, you drink all the alcohol and no longer gets you high, and you get all the money and all the money no longer gets you high. I mean, we can make a ton of excuses for why they just kill people. They get high because they hate humans, because it's part of their show. You can make all sorts of maybe excuses, but at the end of the day, Anglin knew what he was doing. He knew he was lying. He was being told in the comments repeatedly he had to ban Scott Roberts because he used to hang out. He used to have, little conversations with Scott Roberts that were uploaded, at least one time. And so he clearly watches Scott Roberts because he watches all this other shit. But, to be honest, Anglin's page never once fucking advertised Scott Roberts. What the fuck? You know what? That's bullshit, because Scott Roberts is more important to this movement than, and I'm not claiming to know his genetic background or anything. So don't think I'm not throwing out names to tell you to go worship people. Don't worship no one. Worship the God, and let that control your life. Don't worship these other people, that's for sure. And Scott Roberts won't have a problem with that, I'm sure. Think for yourself. He's the one who's talking about it. So, he's one of the ones who telling me to step back from Anglin. Basically, I thought it was going weird and it was pretty going south, but I didn't know he was banning people yet, because I was trying to trigger him. Anglin wouldn't ban me, but he never had Scott Roberts' information on there. Not even before they supposedly got in an argument, which it makes it suspect slightly, but let's just go with what we have. And he wouldn't have any Scott Roberts shit on there because Scott Roberts was like questioning him. He was questioning Trump, right? He was like, you can't trust this guy, and that was like, I think that was before anyone else knew his family was Jews. Like, the Jews knew that, and I knew that because that's where I got my information from, with Times of Israel and stuff. Because for a moment there, the last time I was paying attention to news, I was, which I don't anymore. They try to shove it down my throat, but I don't. I learn everything from you guys. And it's just the same as watching TV. I just listen to you guys. You guys tell me what's in your heads, and that's what's on TV. So, last time I was watching the news, I wasn't really watching the news. I was reading Israeli sites. Hell, last time I read you guys a little, Bible news article. It was freaking, obviously, from a Jewish website. And, it was the Jews in Times of Israel and stuff talking about, Trump's Jewish family. It's like they couldn't shut the fuck up. Which media isn't the Jews, though, right? So how are you not getting your information from? They wouldn't shut the fuck up about him being one. Like, they're like, oh, it's so great. And I'm like, they're not worried he's a Nazi. They're not worried the Nazis are behind Trump. Like, they're like so happy about it. It's like, and there's these superior beings who know everything, and the stupid goyim know nothing. They clearly know the Andrew Anglin, who was being hunted through the media. I think it's a fake witch hunt, but yeah, they were hunting him in the media, and he's supposedly still on the run. I think they found him or something. I don't even give a fuck. Don't waste your time donating to this guy because he's fucking deceptive. Let him rot in a fake jail cell that doesn't exist, where he won't really be. But he told you he needs money for legal funds. Oh God, I'm gonna go to jail. See, that's what Alex Jones and Stefan Molyneux did. They take your fucking money. They take your money and your time, because your time is your money. You forget about that. Your time is your energy. They take your fucking energy by making you all fucking hyped up and shit, and all aggressive too, and fucking all that shit. The time and the energy is more important than money. Period. The money is just a fraction. It's like a measurement of your time's work. That's pretty much all it is. It's another show getting that change around. But you should be able to sue people for the time they waste of yours, especially when it comes to professionals who you don't have anyone to interact with, who are wasting your time, or corporations who sell you products that are faulty and waste your time. Your time should be a monetary unit. It should be the currency. But that's his goal. That's their goal, to waste your time, to grab your money, and to burn up your energy on bullshit. And then you have no way to fight them. when Alex Jones needs a money bomb, the truthers are fucking stuck. You got no money. You can't do anything now. Too fucking bad. You gave it to Alex Jones so he could go fucking gamble in Israel and shit. Or the Israel casino inside America, Sheldon Adelson Casino. That's his boyfriend. So, Anglin, they supposedly witch hunted him. I mean, who gives a fuck? I mean, they advertised the fuck out of him. They didn't. He was like the pre-Trump. He's the one who got Trump and all these kids' mouths who went around the internet. Or is it he staged a website that made it look like it had millions of kids on it, and they really were millions of Israeli bots? We don't know, because these kids, we still see them today. They're still hiding. Most of them are still hiding behind pictures of Hitler or German folk, and that's so Jewy to me. I mean, it's always been Jewy from the start. Like, there is no 12-year-old who's like putting pictures of Hitler and Hitler's folk up as profile picture. 12-year-olds have like weeaboo shit and all this stuff. Like, and some of the alt-righters do too as well. And those are actually ones I question more. But I mean, just the amount of them at England's site, it's like, yeah, no. You can tell these are like bots and stuff. But anyways, Anglin knows more than what he's saying. Don't give him any money for his legal defense fund. He's fucking scamming you. He's fucking lying to you. And he goes into the red ice. He goes, he's basically been with he's advertised all these other people, even if he hasn't like been on them. Spencer, he'll advertise them. What's that rat face? Michael Douglas. No, I don't mean that. He actually, he doesn't look like Kevin McDonald, which is what I meant to say. Kevin McDonald. See, Super Beagle, did a little video on that. And I didn't touch him when I did the other video. But, he's suspect because his looks. He's part of this Jewish Gottfried alt-right. I mean, if you're part of the alt-right, you're part of the Jewish Gottfried alt-right. You didn't invent the alt-right. You didn't wake up one morning and you was like, I'm going to be alt-right. Let me go tell my friends about alt-right. It's where white people get together and we do white things and we say white people's better than everyone else. You didn't invent that, okay? Trump, Richard Spencer, Anglin told you that. And the Jewish Gottfried of Ameren, Richard Spencer's mentor, and Jared Taylor's mentor, told you to be alt-right. You didn't invent that. You didn't invent libertarianism. No libertarian, every libertarian I took, almost, a large portion of them, especially the ones who run these channels, who keep you in that mainframe, in that mind frame, that paradigm, they're like, well, it doesn't matter who runs it. I'm a good libertarian. It's like, no, you're one of them. Sorry, you're making a conclusion. You're jumping to conclusions that you're different than the cult you worship, and I'm jumping to conclusions that you're part of the cult you worship. Isn't that? Which is more absurd? Which cult do I worship that I'm going to not be part of? Am I like, I think that's the trick to some of these cults too, that seems to be the trick to all of them, is their leaders are these people. And at the end of the day, you need them to save you. You need to praise them. You cast the spell. You spell it out your mouth. And you say the words and you bring it into life. Yes, Spencer is my savior. Yes, Trump is my savior. Yes, George Soros is my savior. Yes, Rothschild's gold is my savior. Yes, stolen diamonds from Africa are my savior. I need them. I need them all. Yes, Seinfeld. I need you every day, Seinfeld. Every day. Oh yes. Elvis, I need you to write me some more juke songs. Woody Guthrie, write me some more love songs about your Jewish family. You know, Emma Lazarus, write me some more good love songs about immigrants coming to America. I love you, Emma Lazarus. He's the best. They make you... Hell, when I first started getting into this and becoming like, straight to the point about it, someone came up to me out of nowhere and it was real fishy, and they're like, do you accept Jesus? And this dude looked like an obvious Jew, and it's like, do I accept Jesus? Don't I fucking look like Jesus to you? What am I gonna fist my own ass? I accept myself into my own asshole. What the fuck? Do I accept? But that wasn't the shady part. The shady part was the dude claimed to be from somewhere else, like he was just around here stalking me or something. And he had like flyers for a place in Columbus he was passing out. How do you know this place in Columbus exists if you're from somewhere else, dude? Why are you passing out flyers for Columbus? Why don't you pass out flyers about where you're from, huh? And he made up some excuse, and they didn't really fucking seem to be good enough for me. But he wanted me to accept Jesus into my heart, and it's like, what are you trying to do to me, dude? Like I don't think me accepting Jesus is going to be how I can walk the path. Like, I can say I accept Jesus, but what does that do for me? What does it do for you? It doesn't do anything. Anyway, I accept Jesus. Let's go kill the Muslims for Jews. How's that working out for you? It's not. I accept Jesus. Let's turn on Ellen DeGenerate and fucking watch the show. That's not working for you. I don't remember the Bible verse that said, just accept Jesus and watch Ellen DeGenerate show. No. It didn't say that. It didn't say all you have to do is accept Jesus and then you can participate in Babylon bullshit. It didn't say that. It doesn't matter what the fuck it says anyways, because it's so twisted nowadays. It's not the book it was 10,000, 2,000 years ago. Definitely not the last 100 years, which has been totally twisted by the Jews, who have either taken it over or invented it in the first place. And from what we see, they fucking invent everything. Although there are links that they take over, stuff like YouTube, Facebook. So it could be they just do, if there's a popular uprising, they take it over. So their people take it over. And that is, it does look fishy with them altering the Bible to remove the word Jew. Why would they put it in there in the first place? If people were so illiterate back then, they wouldn't ever be able to read the Bible. So that's a good excuse. I mean, I can think of no excuse. But all these people who know too much, saying too little. Andrew Anglin, don't donate money to him because he knows too much. He's saying too little. He's deceiving you, right? To rob you, to control you, enslave you, and to kill you. Yeah, that's mainly the things he's doing. And it's probably just entertaining for them to deceive the fuck out of you. People who deceive people love that shit. I know a habitual liar who used to tell me someone else was a habitual liar all the time. And so, they pretty much told me who they were by projecting it on someone else. And after I was around that other person, I questioned, this person's different. They're really, I couldn't figure that person out because they're really calm and quiet for the most part. He worked all the time, and basically, so I had to assume, wait a minute, this person isn't lying that much because they're not even talking that much. They're very calm, and they don't attack people, and they don't have too much evil in them. And I don't think they're lying to me all the time, but I eventually learned that the person setting me up against that person, that was their evilness. That was their lies from the start, was setting me against this person. And, I seen that only because of my selfishness when they turned it against me. And when I would see that slip through, eventually I'll add it together, which was something I probably seen in the first place, but I blocked out, probably for fucking good reason. But when people are like, know too much but saying too little about this topic, they're about any political topic, they're deceiving you. Like we can go as far as saying even anti-Zionists are deceiving you. They're definitely their leaders. If they're the same people, they know better. Like they do. Like, I was just on Vox yesterday. Vox knows too much, but is saying too little. It's like a liberal Jewish rag. It's got Darlin, the Howard Stern lookalike. And it's a traditional thing you would think from a Jewish liberal left outlet, except for their video on Israel was pretty much, at this point, they're praising Jews and attacking Palestine. And most of their commenters clearly are like Israeli bots. Some of them couldn't even fucking speak English, and many people called them out for that. But even like black liberals on the page were like, and maybe even others, I don't know if any of these were real people or not, I've noticed that they love to use blacks. Jews love to pose as black people online. And I don't meet these type of black people in real life who are like government worshippers and Israel worshippers. I don't think there's any black person who knows what the word Palestine is and like sides with the Jews. Their argument is that they're facing a similar thing. Yeah, they are. The Jews enslaved blacks from so to America, and just with the David Zionist Watch channel, I believe it is, something like that. They had that one star, pedophile star, man, and he was saying that they went through his ancestors and they're like, oh yeah, your dad fought for the South, and or your grandpa fought for the South, and then they own slaves and all this. It's like, he was like, oh really? I can't believe I hate myself pretty much. I mean, he didn't even say he hated himself. He was just like, oh, I mean, he looked like kind of like a Jew being confronted for being a Jew. He looked kind of like, I can't believe you're telling me this, man. You wasn't supposed to talk about that. But he, I got it right here. I'll bring it right up. Larry David. So, that's what the blacks are saying, is that they, it's the same plight, but the blacks are generally blaming the whites, because that's who the media tells everyone to blame. But, the blacks claim it's the same thing with them and the Palestinians. It's their land and people are moving in. It's not exactly the same thing, but you know what they're saying when they say that. They're saying they're being oppressed. And the Palestinians really are being invaded, and so is America. But it's the same people, and in America they gotta distract you. I can only imagine what type of propaganda goes on inside Israel. And they probably try to teach Arab Palestinians, they're like, the white man's invading Palestine. And I bet you that's exactly what it is. Because if you read the Israel Times articles, they'll be like, the Nazi Jews want to take over and separate and segregate. But we're the good Jews. We just want to live here in peace on this land we've stolen from you. So, yeah. There's not much more to say about that. That's literally what's going on there. And when you watch it, it might take a long time to get to that. Hell, it just took me that long to get to that. And I was like, wait a minute, there really are Jews on both sides. Like, no. Now the Jews on that side of the media in Israel are blaming white Nazis. They're like, these white Nazi Jews taking over Israel, taking over Palestine, and calling it Israel. No, they actually wouldn't say that. It'd be pretty hardcore. They're saying they want to enslave you in Israel because they can never make Israel seem not legit, because then even the liberals will have health pay. And that ties right back into the rant that got taken off of Vox, knowing more than what they say. They're the liberal Jews, and they released a video talking about how great Israel is. They're like the truth of the Israel-Palestine conflict. It's the truth. The truth is the Jews, they got pushed there by the UK. The UK white Nazis forced Jews into the Palestine. And then evil Palestinians started attacking Jews left and right. So the polite and mild-mannered janitor Clark Kent punched Palestine in the face and took all their land. And they had to, so they could have room to build military bases to keep the evil Palestinians away from mild-mannered janitor Clark Kent. Yeah, that's the story. Yeah. And now we're gonna need this. Now Trump Nazi, he's so evil. White people is taking Jerusalem from Palestine. The evil Trump Nazi. He's so white, I hate him. I wish Jews could live in peace with the Palestinians on land that we want to live on without Palestinians. I wish it could happen. I wish it could happen today. I'm serious, this is what's going on. If I would have told anyone 6 years ago, which I probably did, but I didn't push it, that the liberal Jews were going to be like pro-Israel, but who would have believed that? I mean, the liberal media would be pro-Israel. Who would have believed that? Not the Republicans who were telling me every time I oppose Israel, I'm a liberal. But you can't even say that anymore. Granted, they'll try to say it. But it's just not true. I've never considered myself a liberal or a Republican. Everyone comes around me. I was told all along that you can't be a liberal if you like guns. Can't be a liberal then. Fuck. I could never be a liberal. I was like 2 years old when I figured that out or something. It's like, liberals don't like guns? Fuck that shit, son. I can't be a liberal. But Republicans are Nazis? And they're gonna kill me. I'm a kid. I'm stupid. They're gonna kill me because they gotta eugenocide me. Eugenics. I ain't gonna be no Republican. I mean, that's what an intelligent kid would think, right? You're on the news. Oh, the liberals is fucking junkies, and they is fucking they hate guns, and you're a kid and you're like playing with your cap gun and your laser tag. At least if you're a man, and you're like, fuck that, I ain't no liberal. And then they show you like, the Nazis killed 20 billion trillion gazillion Jews. They're gonna keep killing them. And then they show you a picture of like Woody Allen, who you don't know is a pedophile yet. And then they show you a picture of Howard Stern, and Howard Stern's like, who you don't know is like, his whole show is just degeneracy and bullshit. He's actually kind of intelligent, but I mean, his marketing is degeneracy and bullshit. He acts like the smarter ones. He probably says a lot of it, intelligent shit that could be used for this whole cause. But it's hard to work your way through listening to the idiots he brings on. Maybe one of you guys know. You can comment in the video what he has said. I'm sure that he has said something. And he's another person who knows too much but saying too little, especially him, because he, out of all these people, I'm not saying they're dumb just because they acted, just because they're media, just because Rodney Dangerfield acts dumb doesn't mean he's dumb. He's fucking intelligent, I assure you. He's just fucking honest. He sounds stupid to you because he's fucking, so I'm a fucking idiot. He's like, well, at least I'm admitting I'm a fucking idiot, right? It's like, that means I'm smarter than the rest of you because I've figured it out. But Vox, Daryl Lynn, that whole crew knows more than they're telling you. They tell you the story of the Arabs and the Palestinians, and it doesn't even matter because that Arabs, Israelis, Palestinians, but it doesn't even matter because they're not going to talk about how that all happened. They're blaming it on the UK. Stand up and fight, Britain. Stand up and fight. You're going to get crushed again if they fucking start scapegoating you. See, I was saying for a while that they're scapegoating Jewry is scapegoating Zionists. And that didn't come to my mind, like, how does that work? They're even scapegoating some of their stuff. Because people are always like, what do you mean the liberals is pro-Zionist or the anti-Zionist is actually working for the Jews? And so my answer would always be, they're scapegoating Zionists. Just look at it. Like, the Jews own the media. They're telling you they don't own the media. They're saying Zionists own the media. And we're not Zionists. But we own the media. You see, they just walk you in a circle. You're like, hey, I got the hot dog on the stick. You're chasing it around, got the hot dog on the stick, and then you can't do that to a dog. You can do that to a dumb donkey, right? You put the carrot on your stick, whatever donkey is, it's probably dumb as shit if it falls for that, right? Because the dog ain't gonna fall for that. Dog's gonna bite your arm off, bite your leg off after a couple of hours or something. It's gonna get the hot dog. That donkey. Apparently, fucking that works. Or that could be another one of those myths, like lemmings on a cliff, and no one actually leaves the carrots, donkeys. But generally, those big animals are kind of dumb. But you have them leading you on the stick with the hot dog. The Zionists, oh, Illuminati, oh, Casper the Ghost. Who did it? Oh, it's Gargamel. Oh, Scooby-Doo victim. Scooby-Doo bad guy. Yeah. Unmask him. Who is it? Oh, Rothschild. Do the Rothschild even exist? Can you guys even prove the Rothschild exists? The only proof we have is like a couple pics of like Evelyn Rothschild, a couple pics of that old Rothschild guy, and that supposed young Rothschild guy who was hanging out with Alex Jones on the show. Isn't it nice? Alex Jones can get in touch with the Rothschild. Like, they don't have some sort of motto, don't talk to other people. If they've ruled the world for like 400 years, they're smart enough to know not to talk to you because you're going to ask them something fucking a loaded question. And if you're smart enough, you'll fucking definitely get around to stump it. Can't stump the fucking Rothschilds, right? Can't stump